there is a familiar sight of Wembley Stadium, all agog, all expectant, as the cup final of 1957 is about to begin. Just a hubbub of conversation at the moment. Any second now it will explode into an ear-splitting roar. Manchester United to kick off. Aston Villa, their 9th cup final. Manchester United who kick off their 3rd. Waiting for a signal from the royal box. And the 1957 final starts with Manchester United in the white shirts. And this is the time of the game when a lot of mistakes are made, because the Wembley turf is very strange to players who are used to bone-hard surfaces of ordinary league grounds, and of course the atmosphere and tension here is nerve-shattering. That's the sort of thing that happens, a missed trap, and it's a throw to Manchester United. Taken by Byrne. Taylor, now here's Charlton. Just overdoing it a little, and it's Villa on the attack. Smith. Aldis. Whelan to number 10, Charlton. Pegg is unmarked. There's Pegg, number 11. Charlton. Ascot, Blanchflower. Edwards. Aldis up to McFarlane. Throw in to Villa. Dixon. Throw to Villa. Both sides. Barring for an opening, the great Villa contingent there, as McFarlane takes a long one. Edwards to Pegg. Throw to Manchester. Byrne. Smith through to Myerscough. It's Whelan coming back to challenge him, and Blanchflower beating him. Charlton. Dugdale. And the first free kick of the match, a charge in the back by Fouts on McFarlane. A free kick to Villa. Going to be taken by left back Aldis. Smith. Edwards. Fox to Edwards. Coleman to Whelan. Well, that back pass of Sayward getting a roar, but then you can't afford to take risks at Wembley on Cup final day. And a push by Taylor on Sayward gives a free kick to Villa. Push in the back. Five minutes gone, no score. Dugdale with the free kick. Lynn to Smith, and Lynn moving up in the attack. Now here's Blanchflower. Throw to Manchester. Crowther. Mascot to Sewell. McParland. And that was a fair charge, but unfortunately their heads have collided. And both McParland and Wood are out. And on come the two trainers racing at a tremendous rate. There's Peter McParland, and still very shaken up, but Ray Wood is just being lifted up now. It's just one of those things that can happen at football. A first shoulder charge, then two heads just collide, and well, you know what happens when your head hits somebody else's. Wood certainly looks very badly off. He must be extremely badly dazed, and he might well have to go off for a short time. There's Byrne attending to him, and number 8 in the striped shirt is the Villa player, Jackie Sewell. Now the Villa trainer coming in. There's the picture, or the men rather, who are taking the picture you'll see in your papers tomorrow. And it looks to me as if someone's going to have to go into goal. Yes, Ray Wood is going off. And a stretcher has been called for. Matt Busby is running round. I noticed, to have a look at his goalkeeper. There's Tom Curry, the Manchester United manager. There's Matt Busby, Manchester United trainer rather. And now Matt Busby walking on in the Trilby hat. And it's Matt Busby bending down, and Jackie Blanchflower going to don the green sweater and going goal. And here comes the stretcher for Ray Wood. Well, this really is a tragedy. After 6 minutes play, Ray Wood carried off on a stretcher after that collision with McParland. And I think it can't be said too often, can it, Wallet? That was a pure accident and just one of these unfortunate things that happen in any sport.
No doubt about that at all, and I should think Doug Edwards now will have to go back into the centre half-back position. But it seems a great pity, really, that this substitution thing obviously is going to crop up again very strongly.
It's surprising how the cup finals recently that players have been injured, but it's rather unfortunate that some of the spectators here are booing because that was a pure accident, and certainly McParland need have no recriminations at all as he sees Ray Wood carried off. There's Matt Busby with Tom Curry, the Manchester United trainer. Matt Busby with the Trilby hat. And game restarts with Manchester United 10 men. There's Edwards moved to centre half. Jackie Blanchflower used to be an inside forward, moved to centre half and has become an international, so who knows, he might turn out to be a great international goalkeeper. Coleman, Berry, and trip by Sayward, free kick to Manchester United, and Unfortunately, booing creeping in from the terraces, which is rather silly. Now here's Taylor. A goal kick to Villa. Lynn obviously trying this long through pass now against the depleted Manchester defence. That's Wheeler. Sayward. Saul through to McFarlane. And a lovely one inside of Myerscough, but ball just travelling a little too quickly. And free kick to Manchester. Another trip. Fawkes with the free kick. Taylor to Charlton. And a great appeal for a penalty, but of course the two players collided. Mr. Coulter's well on the spot, says no. It's Saul. Smith. 10 minutes gone, no score. Number 3, Byrne. Sayward. Throw to Villa. Taken by Sayward to Aldis. Dixon. To Sayward, not Dixon. And Sayward brought down by Fawkes. Free kick to Villa. And now the Villa supporters are trying to rival the Manchester supporters in their booing. That's McFarlane going to take the free kick for Villa. It's a tense moment for Manchester. Will Blanchard be able to cope with a dangerous situation like this? Well, nobody could have coped better. That's Pegg. Whelan. Byrne, Pegg. Throw to Villa. Sewell. Lynn. And Dixon, and that's McFarlane, who's flat out. He seemed to catch the elbow of Fawkes in his face. That's how I saw it, Wally, didn't you? Well, this so far being a real chapter of accidents. Let's hope it doesn't continue. Haaland all right, a throw to Villa, going to be taken by Sayward. Aldis. It's Whelan bringing it away now. Sayward. Byrne. Lynn. Fawkes. Berry. Dixon to Crowther. Villa having the better of things at the moment against 10 men. Smith. And a throw to Villa. Quarter of an hour gone, no score. And a goal kick to Manchester. And now Taylor through to Charlton. Taylor was waiting for the reverse pass, but to Berry now. Taylor moved onto the right wing. There's Taylor. He's not offside. Villa's appeal was flatly turned down by both the linesman and the referee. And Sewell. Sewell again. Out to Smith. Sewell, Smith. And the corner kick. Corner to Villa. Sayward. Throw to Villa. Lynn. Aldis. Myerscough. Fox to Coleman. There's the boy with a Marilyn Monroe wiggle. Now Berry. Well, he can't beat the wall, and now it's Villa, Dixon. Byrne. Sewell. Whelan. Pegg. Lovely tackle by Lynn. Myerscough to Smith. And Dixon's unmarked in the middle. There's Dixon to McFarlane. A wonderful chance for Villa. And it's the side with him. Well, no wonder those Villa supporters are looking so happy. Throw to Villa. This is going to be a lot. I thought it was going to be taken by McFarlane, but it was taken by Aldis. Now McFarlane gets it across. Sayward. Crowther. Berry brought down by Aldis. Free kick to Manchester. Free kick to Manchester taken by Fox, one of their 8 internationals. Sayward. Parlin. Sayward, one of Villa's 3 internationals. Dixon. Jackie Blanchflower showing all the coolness of a man who's played in goal all his life. Taylor is trying to roam and lie very deep for Manchester, to the foraging as well. Now it's to Whelan. Pegg is unmarked on his left. Taylor's going down the middle, but it's to Pegg. Myerscough. All the Villa forwards are up with him. Lost to Smith. Dixon to Smith, and he's offside. Byrne to Whelan. Byrne again. Through the Pegg, but he won't reach it. Aldis, Sayward, Sewell doing a lot of roaming. Parlan. Throw in to Villa. Another long one from McFarlane, I wonder. Coleman, Berry, but now it's Crowther. And a corner to Villa. I think Will Fox was in two minds then, the United right back. Corner ticked by Myerscough. Now here's Aldis. Blanchflower out to Pegg. Taylor. Pegg and Charlton in the middle, but that's a bad one. It's a goal kick to Villa. Midway in the first half, Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0, and Manchester United with 10 men, Raywood in the dressing room, injured. Now it's Whelan. Whelan to Taylor. Now Coleman. Berry's unmarked on the right, but he hadn't moved up for that pass, so it's a goal kick to Villa. Coleman. Whelan. Now it's Villa, Sewell. To Smith. And a goal kick to United. Oh, Wally Barnes, it seems to me at the moment that Villa have definitely got the edge.
Well, yes, that's very true. But of course, always, if you work it out when you're a man short, the other side are always playing 2 men against 1, and nobody can stand up to that type of pressure for very long.
That's Crowther. Smith. Well, he did. He must have the luck of the Auries. Now Berry on the wrong wing. Throw to Manchester. That's where Manchester United are so terribly dangerous. They can break away like that. Coleman, Whelan, Charlton. Heights to Smith. To Sewell. Oh, there's a great gap down the middle, but Collins unmarked on his left. Well, Blanchflower gathered that rather in an unorthodox manner, but at least he was positioned well. Now it's Pegg. Taylor moving in from the right wing into the centre. There's Taylor, it's going to be the first goal. And it was a lovely tackle by Sayward that saved Villa then. Sayward. Coleman. Charlton. Taylor's unmarked. But couldn't get it across to him. Now it's Fouts. "20 minutes from half-time, still no score. Manchester United holding on grimly and gallantly. It's Myerscough, Whelan for Manchester. Lynn to Sewell. Smith. Father. Sayward. Coleman out to Peck. It's Taylor. It's not out of play yet. It's going to be a corner. No, a throw in to Manchester. Manchester United fans who are starting this tremendous roar. They see their teams lasted out for 25 minutes, not given the goal away despite the absence of a goalkeeper. So they're beginning to feel very confident, and well, they might be too. Now here's Dixon. McFarlane. Edwards there now to Charlton. Crowther. Crowther to Myerscough to Sewell. And it's Byrne in the way. To Villa. Smith to Sewell. Oh, Blanchflower really making a hero of himself. And a push in the back by Edwards on Myerscough. A free kick to Aston Villa. Coleman's got to get 10 yards away, of course. And it's McFarlane going to take it. Corner to Villa. And there's the centre forward, Myerscough, going across to take it, leaving the taller McFarlane to be in the goal mouth. There's McFarlane just by Fouts. Whelan, Coleman, number 10, Charlton, Pegg, all this gets it away. Now Edwards to Coleman, Charlton. Can't take your time at Wembley. Now Sewell. To number 7, Smith. Myerscough. Out of play, throw in to United. Whelan to Taylor. Lynn, very redoubtable defender. Holland. Oh, it was Sayward. A goal kick to Manchester. There, the Villa supporters. I wonder what they're thinking now. Quarter of an hour to go before half-time. The team playing against 10 men, and there's no score. Whelan. Throw to Manchester. Peg to Byrne. Myerscough. Sayward. Aldis. Myerscough. And that's a throw to Manchester. Came off Myerscough. Coleman. Charlton. Burned. Peg. And the Manchester people are feeling for foul, and Ray Wood is coming back. Ray Wood is coming back. He's behind the Villa goal. Tremendous cheer from the Manchester contingent. There's Ray Wood. And he comes back to see Villa on the attack, but Edwards bringing it up. Ray Wood just having run the gauntlet of photographers. It'll be interesting to see whether he'll go back and go. Now it's Taylor. I shouldn't think Wood will go back and go, but still. Referee looking across, but Wood has made no effort to come on the field. Yes, I think Wood is going to come on and play outside left. There's Pegg. There's Wood standing by the touchline. Throw to Villa. The signal, and on comes Ray Wood. And he's going way over to the far side to outside right. And the referee just going to have a word with him. He's carrying with him one of those pads which footballers carry when they've been knocked out, soaked in some ammonia or something like that, some foul-smelling solution anyway. Stecke Sewell down, and the referee stopped the game very wisely. It's not Sewell, it's Myerscough, I think. Yes, Myerscough, the Villa centre forward. Well, Wally, do you think there's much chance of our seeing Ray Wood in goal, say, in the second half?
I don't think so, Ken, no. I rather think that it was his shoulder that's been probably very badly knocked about by the way he was holding it. But
Yeah.
I think that this long spell in with 10 men has taken a tremendous amount out of them. Especially, I've been watching young Coleman, and he appears to be about half a yard slow now. And I think this 25 minutes they've been without the goalkeeper playing 10 men has taken an awful toll on their stamina. I'm sure of that.
Well, of course, that will really come to light in the second half. There are 10 minutes of this first half to go, and there's no score. Now McFarlane to Myerscough. There's Wood chasing him. Fox. Myerscough. Take back to Byrne. That's Sayward. To Smith. Sewell. Well, no regular goalkeeper could have done better than that. Now it's Taylor. Pegg. Berry's going to move down the left wing. There's Berry. And a foul by Lynn. He went in to take both the man and the ball right under the linesman's eyes. So it's a free kick to Manchester. Tremendous roar from the Manchester contingent. But he was obviously trying to find one of his halfbacks. Didn't work out that way. Throw to Manchester. Now here come the Manchester boys, and it's Charlton in the corner. And that's the Manchester contingent. And a happy lot they look at the moment now with the goalkeeper back on the field playing outside right. And Manchester United having a spell on top. Pegg, corner. Sims out to Smith. Wood, Dixon moving very, very quickly indeed. Fox just as quick. Fox to Coleman, to Byrne, to Whelan, Pegg, Crowther, Sayward, it's Coleman. Dugdale, Coleman again, and a free kick to Manchester, saying the referee, Mr. Coulters, says the right half Crowther struck with his leg at Coleman, so free kick. There's about 5 minutes to go, and now everybody moved up into the Villa half. Except, of course, Jackie Blanchflower, who's in goal, and it's Byrne or Berry. Byrne, I think, going to take it. His hands on the hips. Out to Taylor. Taylor just a little slow off the mark, then a goal kick to Villa. By my watch, 5 minutes to half-time, no score, but don't forget that we've had some time to add on for injuries, especially the injury to Wood. Edwards, Manchester. Edwards again. Dugdale very quick to see the dangerous Pegg moved inside. Crowther. Myerscough to Smith. Dixon's in the middle. There's Dixon. And Lanchflower saying he's as daring as any goalkeeper. Now Charlton. Pegg. Whelan. Pegg. And a great save by Sims. A corner to Manchester. Manchester really piling on the pressure. Urged on by those supporters of theirs. Berry with the corner. Wood, and a free kick to Villa anyway. A foul by Tommy Taylor. A lot of pushing as he went for the ball. Free kick to Villa. Edwards, delightful footballer he can be. There's Coleman through the Pegg, who is offside. Sponge being sent right across the field to Ray Wood. There's Whelan. Pegg. To Charlton. Lynn. Pegg. And obstruction there by Whelan, standing in front of Lynn as he tried to pass him. A free kick to Villa. Myerscough. Throw in to Villa. Smith. Whelan pulling a very good half-back indeed in this emergency for Manchester United. Throw to Manchester. It's number 7, Berry, spending a lot of time on this left wing now. Charlton to Pegg. There's Wood. All this out to McFarlane. Dixon. Fox to Whelan to number 9, Taylor. Walked down by Crowther, the right half-back. Tripped, so a free kick to Manchester. Tommy Taylor, who will lead England's attack against the Republic of Ireland next Wednesday here at Wembley, the World Cup preliminary match. Now Byrne with a free kick for Manchester United almost on half-time. Myerscough. wonder what the Villa supporters are thinking now. They're probably wondering whether that shot should have gone in and given them a 1-0 half-time lead, but it didn't, so it's no score. Peg to Byrne. Crowther, beaten by Charlton. Coleman. Peg. Taylor. Charlton. It's Dugdale. Dugdale up to Smith. And Smith charging Byrne in the back. And trying to get up, gives a free kick to Manchester United. And now, of course, in the extra time for stoppages in this first half with no score. And Taylor pushing, so free kick to Villa, and it's got to be taken again at the correct spot. Dixon, Sayward, Aldous, and foul by Dugdale, jumping on Taylor's back, free kick to Manchester. It's Charlton. To Wood. Great cheer for Ray Wood doing a spot of Stanley Matthews on that far right wing. Dixon to Sewell. To Smith. Byrne tremendously fast. Out to Whelan, number 8. Charlton. Taylor dotting down the middle, but it goes to Peg. To Whelan, and it's Aldous who gets it clear. Coleman. Whelan. But the referee has blown his whistle for half-time with the score Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0. And so we start the second half. Aston Villa to kick off. No score. Manchester United again with 10 men. Coleman. Now, it's either Peg or Crowther. Crowther to Lynn. Now to McFarlane. Now it's Fox. And the linesman has flagged a free kick to Manchester United. All this pushing Taylor. Berry going to take the free kick. There's Whelan. It's out to Peg. Throw to Manchester. Charlton. Whelan. Charlton. Taylor. Nicely taken by Sim. Edwards. Whelan out to Berry. Referee waves play on because Berry has got possession. It's Dugdale who comes across to cut off the danger. Corner to Manchester United. Corner taken by Berry. And another corner. No, a goal kick. Mr. Coulter right on the spot. And very definite in his decision, as he has indeed been with all his decisions. Peg. Beat by Crowther. And still Peg. Charlton to Taylor. Some delightful football being served up by Manchester United. And another corner to them. Peg going to take this corner. In moves Charlton and Taylor. Another corner. Well, the crowd cheering Mr. Coulter for that pass, but they probably don't know that Mr. Coulter did used to be a player until an ankle injury cut short his career. He was an amateur with Hull. That was Charlton with that sensational overhead kick. It's Dixon. Throw to Villa. Taken by Crowther. Lynn. Sayward. Parlin. And rather silly booing from some of the Manchester spectators every time Parlin gets the ball. Now, there was nothing wrong with that, of course, it just shoulder charge, but Taylor's away. Taylor streaking through for Manchester. Now it's Peg. Corner. Corner to Manchester United. 5 minutes of the second half gone. No score. And the 10 men of Manchester United really on top. And being edged on by those supporters. Now comes the corner from Peg. Dixon gets it away to Marskov. Villa all on the defensive at the moment. Byrne. Throw to Villa. Aldis to Sayward. Now Berry. Berry rather kidded his own teammate Taylor then, I think. So it's a goal kick to Villa. Sims having a spot of trouble with those photographers. So to Villa. Coleman to Whelan. Byrne. Pegg. Taylor. Pegg. Appeal for offside, but the linesman well on the spot says no. And he says no to the Manchester United appeal that that ball was over the line. Right, Sayward. Sewell. Askov. Askov again. There's a man all Manchester will be proud of, and all Ireland as well. Played an extremely good game as the deputy goalkeeper. But I'm sure Manchester United have missed his great skill at centre-half, because Blanchflower is probably one of the best centre-halves in Britain, if not the best at the moment. Out of Pegg. Byrne to Coleman. Dugdale showing the value of anticipation, moving to the ball first time. Parlin. Askov. Sayward. Berry. Pegg. Lovely positioning by Pegg. He's got Taylor on his left and Charlton. There's Taylor out to Berry, and he's offside this time. And Raywood is coming back. Raywood is coming back, and this time there he is. Still looks a bit groggy, but not as groggy as he did when he came back in the first half. Now it's Villa on the attack. It's Sewell. Smith. Now Whelan. Crowther. Smith into Dixon. Crowther. Sewell. Can't catch him better than that. Now it's all this, and the signal from the referee. Raywood comes on. There he is. And offside. Yes, Wood going to stay on the right wing. And Jackie Blanchflower staying in goal. And Byrne is hurt this time. Tom Curry, the trainer, racing over to him. I didn't see what happened there, Wally, did you?
Looks like something wrong with his arm or his elbow, Ken. But I think the thing that's striking me now, the Manchester United side are playing the ball direct to a player and cutting down the amount of extra running about they've got to do, which is, of course, the thing that one must do all the time. You've only got 10 players, and they obviously have been told this by that great tactician, the manager, Matt Buzzardy, and he's impressed them so much to keep the ball in contact with their own players as they get having to go running for it.
Free kick to Manchester. 10 minutes of the second half gone, no score. And Taylor bursting through and brought down by Crowther. Free kick to Manchester. And those Villa players are going to have to get a long, long way back. 10 yards. Now, still got to come back. Of course, players get very hit up on an occasion like this. That's why they stand about 2 yards from the ball. Edwards. Out to Pegg. Goal kick to Villa. Coleman's got a good covering there. Now McFarlane, accompanied again by that silly booing. Now Edwards. Now Lynn. Smith. Sewell. Smith calling for the return. Here comes McFarlane. My goodness. The first one was the post, the second was Jackie Blanchflower's foot. And I wonder what those Villa supporters are saying now. Throw to Manchester. Charlton. Wood. That's a very good centre to Pegg. So Byrne to Whelan. Coleman. Charlton. Wood. Villa defence with just about the best record in the First Division, really having a tousing now from this Manchester United attack. And a foul by Coleman on Myerscough. Holding him, there's a free kick to Villa, which will be taken by Sayward. Myerscough to Sayward. Byrne to Whelan. Pegg. Taylor. And a throw to Manchester. Both these teams a lot to play for. Manchester United to complete the double for the first time for 60 years, and Aston Villa to win the cup for the 7th time, which will be a record. They've won it 6 times with Blackburn Rovers and Newcastle United. And Byrne leading with his studs, a free kick to Villa, and the ball must be taken with the ball absolutely stationary. Quarter of an hour of the second half gone, no score. Byrne. Crowther. McFarlane. Aldis. Now into Myerscough, he's got a great chance. Well, this is the sort of missed chances that mean a lost cup, don't they, Wally?
Well, he'll probably dream about that for many years to come if Villa should lose this game this afternoon, I should think.
That's Farland, and Myerscough is offside. Smith, Sayward, Crowther, Whelan, out to Pegg, Taylor, and Dugdale up to Smith. Sewell and Whelan, but beaten by Dixon. Now to Sewell. Throw to Manchester. Pegg. Charlton. What a lovely player he is. This is going to score. Well, a weak ending to a very good run. Lynn bringing it away. Well, he's played centre forward in his time. Pegg. Charlton. Edwards. Taylor won't reach that one. A goal kick to Villa. Well, already people talking of the possibility of extra time and a draw. There's only been extra time 3 times at Wembley before, and there hasn't been a draw since 1912. It's Crowther. Myerskov out to Smith. Dixon. Coleman coming away, but Dixon. Crowther. Well, Blanchflower has certainly got all the tricks of the goalkeeping trade. That's Whelan. Up to Taylor. Berry. Berry again. Throw to Manchester. Coleman to Fox. Crowther to Sayward. Smith. Sewell running to the unmarked spot. That's Sewell chasing it with Edwards. Edwards doesn't look to be running as freely and as easily as he normally does. He's covered a lot of ground. He must be very tired, and so was Whelan there. He's played such a grand game. "20 minutes gone, no score." Parlin with Parlin into Sayward. Sayward to Myerskov. Great chance for Smith. And it's Byrne quick to see the danger. Out of Berry. Throw to Villa. Holland. Myerskov. There's Ray Wood back there challenging him and beating him to it. Throw to Manchester. It's Berry to Taylor. Two men usually keeping a careful watch on Taylor. That's Sayward to Sewell. Sewell again. Out to Smith. Byrne to Whelan. Smith. Once again it's Whelan, and once again it's Smith. Now Dixon. McCollum, it's a goal by McCollum. 21 minutes of the second half gone. Peter McFarlane has put Aston Villa into the lead, 1-0. And won't they have something to tell their pals back home when they get home? And so Manchester United really up against it. 1 down after 66 minutes. Literally taken goal. Now here's Wood. Berry, throw. Charlton. Edwards. A tank of a tackler is Edwards. Charlton to Taylor. To Charlton. To Pegg. Manchester still playing some lovely football. And it's a corner to them. Well, Wally, how do you think being a goal down with just, say, 22 minutes to go is going to suit United?
Well, of course, it can have the complete opposite effect on these young players, of course, and that can to older players, but they're going to get in there fighting now, and I think they're going to throw everything into attack because they're all in the Aston Villa half. But it'll be some long, strong, hard pull to get over the top of this, I'm afraid.
And it's Sewell for Villa. McFarlane. Goal kick to Manchester. Well, the Manchester supporters who were silenced momentarily by that goal have now woken up and are cheering their men on, but it's Villa on the attack with McFarlane. Edwards to Charlton, to Edwards. Pegg. Throw to Manchester. Crowther, cross to McFarlane, Fouts to Wood. Oh, Wood's beginning to promise as if he might do a Matthews on us in this last 20 minutes or so. Edwards to Whelan. Coleman. Rather, very nice tackle up to Smith. To Dixon. To Myskov. McFarlane screaming for the centre to come across. There's McFarlane. McFarlane again. Field for hands, but the ball hit the player. It hit Fouts, and so therefore, of course, there's no offence. Taylor. Sayward, Dixon, Sewell, Crowther. 20 minutes to go. Villa 1 up. Smith. McFarlane. Dixon. And hit the mark. Post it. No! McFarlane. McFarlane has scored again. And Peter McFarlane, the Irish international, with 19 minutes to go, makes it 2-0 for Aston Villa. And there's the man who's been booed all through the game, undeservedly. At least he's got his own back by scoring 2 goals. Well, Wally, it looks a bit grim for Manchester now, doesn't it?
Very grim indeed. 2 goals down, and as you say, less than 20 minutes to play, and it's obvious to anyone looking in this afternoon that it is this 10 men that's taken all the fire and zip out of them, and it's just probably the youth that's keeping them going now, because they've had an awful chasing this afternoon.
But they're not taking it lying down. Here's Berry racing through. Lynn, Dixon, Saywood to Parland, to Dixon, to Myerscough, and now we're seeing some of the Manchester boys looking very tired. My goodness, how they fought. In comes Smith! And Smith is out in that collision. Smith has been laid out, and Blanchflower is hurt too. Blanchflower is walking on his hands and knees, and the referee stopped the game. Roger Byrne very sportingly going to have a look at Smith first. What a Blanchflower who's taken such a tremendous brunt of this 10-men fight. Well, that was pretty much like the collision in the first half, wasn't it, Wally? Except in the first half they were both on their feet.
Yes, well, they're both going up to meet the ball, both concentrating so much on the ball that you just don't realise that anyone else is going for the same ball. And it would appear that Smith, forward, lying on the floor, they must have put his head or the back of his head in Blanchflower's face, because he's certainly out for the count there, and he looks...
There the Villa fans in really good form. My goodness, looks like a school teacher with that motorboard on, doesn't he? Well, all fit again. And there's Jackie Blanchflower with that natty peaked cap of his. All right, so off we go with the game. 16 minutes plus any injury time to go, and Aston Villa leading Manchester United by 2 goals to 0, and here's Taylor for Manchester, number 9. Now it's Saywood, Myerscough, Parland, Myerscough, Edwards to Coleman to Fox, to Berry, to Raywood, to Berry, to Wood, and Sewell coming away, and Wood chasing him. Parland, Saywood, Parland, Charlton, Coleman, Byrne, Whelan, just under a quarter of an hour to go. Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 0. It's Myerscough, McFarlane, Coleman chasing him, and Edwards beats him. And nicely saved by that poor boy. Throw to Manchester. Berry. throw for Manchester. Taylor. Tremendous to see these Manchester boys fighting, although they're absolutely leg weary. Now Berry, and a goal kick to Villa. This is Manchester United's third FA Cup final, and it will be their first defeat. They won in 1909 when they beat Bristol City 1-0, and you probably remember 1948 when they won that magnificent game with Blackpool 4-2. McFarlane. Byrne to Whelan. Charlton. Knights. Crowther. Smith. Byrne. Pegg. Corner to Manchester United. And up goes Duncan Edwards into the attack. There is number 6. Taylor, and a lovely save by Sims, the corner. Berry with this corner kick. Edwards just clapping his hands and telling him to get on with it. There's Edwards. But a goal kick to Villa. Whelan. Crowther breaking up that attack. That's Edwards. Myskov. McFarlane. Sayward. Lovely bit of footwork by Byrne. Coleman, 10 minutes left for play, and Aston Villa 2-0 up. Edwards. Pegg moved into the centre. Taylor. Well, I don't think Taylor's ever slipped at a more inopportune moment than that. Farland into Sewell. Crowther. And a push in the back by Dixon on Whelan, a free kick to Manchester United. Coleman a little slow to that one, he must be terribly tired. Throw in to Manchester. Bounce to Coleman. Berry to Taylor. And that's Jackie Sewell way back in his own 6-yard box. Jackie Sewell, the Villa inside right. That's Coleman with the throw to Manchester. Taylor and a corner kick to Manchester. Corner taken by Berry. Taylor and Edwards getting in each other's way. Another corner. And Edwards going to take this one. But I think it'd be much more use in the middle. Ray Wood's in there too. Taylor. A goal! Taylor has scored! And there's Tommy Taylor, England's centre forward, who really brings Manchester United back into this game. 2 goals to 1 now. And there are 8 minutes left for play, 8 minutes plus any additions for injuries. Now then, Wally Barnes, are they going to pull it out of the bag?
Well, they could well do, because the Villa have suddenly changed their tactics in the last 5 minutes and gone on the defensive.
Ray Wood is going back into goal. Well, that's a great move. He's just taking the jersey. There he is. A tremendous cheer. Jackie Blanchflower is going centre half. Duncan Edwards is moving up to left half. And so now we're going to see a grandstand finish, I'm sure. And there's Blanchflower brought down. But the referees wave play on, because Manchester United were in possession. Now Charlton. Now this game really has sprung to life. It's number 3, Aldous. Hands by Fouts, free kick to Villa. There's Blanchflower directing operations. Free kick to Villa, going to be taken by their left back, Aldous. Sewell. A tremendous cheer for Wood, touching the ball the first time since he came back into goal. Aston Villa, of course, in no hurry. 2 goals to 1, they lead, and about 5 minutes left for play. 5 minutes plus any time added on for stoppages. It's Myerscough. Fouts. Dixon. Coleman. To Whelan. Out to Pegg. What a finish this is going to be. In goes Taylor. And he's wide with that one. No corner. No, a goal kick. Thought for a moment the referees let him give him a corner kick. Throw to Manchester. Coleman across to Blanchflower. Pegg. Lynn's there. Throw to Charlton. Back to Edwards. He's a dangerous man near goal. Pegg. And it's Whelan, but he fouls Sewell. It's no goal, it's no goal. Whelan had pushed Sewell, so a free kick to Villa. here's Taylor. Taylor's fought manfully to get this equalising goal. Go to Manchester. About 3 minutes left. 2-1, Villa leading. Benchflower to Fox. Berry. Taylor. Now it's Pegg. Pegg to Edwards. Benchflower. All the Manchester supporters looking at their watches, wondering whether their team could do it. The Villa supporters looking at their watches, wondering whether their team could hold out. Now Coleman to Taylor. And he's beaten by Crowther. Now Byrne out to Pegg. A corner. 1 minute on my watch, and any injury times, and Blanchflower is up in the penalty area. There he is, number 5. Edwards just on the outskirts of it. Coleman to Berry, but every one of the Villa players back there, backing the defence. Throw to Manchester. It'll be tense at the moment as the final whistle draws near. Will Manchester United force extra time, or will Villa win the cup for the record number of times? Well, a throw-in to, a free kick to Manchester. This could well be their last chance. Everybody moving up. There's only Ray Wood now in the Manchester United half. Fox. Edwards. Fox, the Villa supporters whistling, trying to get the referee to blow the time, but of course he's got to add on the injury time. Coleman. Throw to Manchester. Another look at his watch behind this. And the whistle has gone. Villa have won the cup. Villa have won the cup. And they've won the cup for the 7th time. A record in the history of the competition. And there they're cheering supporters. Well, they'll be able to boast to their grandchildren. They saw this occasion when Villa, and a wonderful sight, Peter McFarland running up to Ray Wood. And there the two men in this unfortunate clash, and I'm sure Ray Wood bears him no ill will. And Manchester United, as great sportsmen, applauding the victorious Villa side. With Matt Busby. Her Majesty the Queen with the FA Cup. Sir Stanley Rouse on her left, Arthur Drury on her right, and Johnny Dixon comes to receive the trophy. The 7th Aston Villa captain to receive it. Behind him, Jackie Sewell, who until John Charles was transferred, the most expensive footballer in Britain. Well, probably someone's wife, mother or girlfriend in the stand, that's Stan Lynn. And now the victorious Villa players all having a look at that medal they worked so hard for. and covered so much. But Roger Burns still with a smile on his face. Jackie Blanchflower, who played so gallantly. And there, poor Ray Wood, and you probably noticed the swelling and discoloring underneath his left eye. Whelan and Taylor, the man who almost snatched the game out of the fire. And finally, the three officials who've done so well, Mr. Coultus, the referee, the two linesmen, Mr. Aston and Mr. Hills, all having joined in to make this a great occasion. And the little Villa mascot got into the act. Well, he deserves to. And up goes Johnny Dixon, the Villa captain, of the losers, just running off by any photographers. But what gallant losers they are.